The sirens wailed behind her as she stood frozen on the marble floor of the First National Bank. Moments ago, she was just here to deposit her paycheck. Now every single person was staring at her like she was a criminal. The security alarm had locked the doors automatically. 2 armed guards stormed toward her, guns halfway drawn. "Ma'am, step away from the counter." She didn't understand. Why were her fingerprints on the hacked account transfer? Why did the bank system show her ID used to siphon $2? $4 million just minutes ago. She hadn't touched anything. She didn't even own a laptop that expensive. Yet as the guard grabbed her arm, one terrifying thought hit her like a bullet. Someone had planned this. Someone wanted her here, and whoever they were. They were watching. Emily Carter never believed in bad omens. She wasn't superstitious, didn't read horoscopes, and definitely didn't think the universe sent warnings. But that morning, standing in her tiny New York apartment with a burnt piece of toast in her mouth and cold coffee in her hand, she felt that something was off. The city outside her window was as loud and unforgiving as always. Taxi horns blared. A street vendor cursed at a delivery truck blocking his cart. A dog barked like it had personal beef with gravity. Yet somehow everything felt distant, muffled, like she was listening to life from underwater. She checked the time, 8:42 a.m. Her bank deposit appointment was at 9:00 sharp. If she didn't leave now, she'd be late. She grabbed her purse, slung it over her shoulder, and rushed out. The bank, the First National Bank of Manhattan, stood tall and polished. Like everything Emily wished her life could be. Clean, secure, predictable. She wasn't rich, not even close. She was an assistant graphic designer working contract to contract at a small advertising agency. Half her paycheck went to rent. The other half vanished into survival. But today's deposit meant something. It was her first full paycheck after months of unstable freelance work. It finally felt like stability. As she entered the bank, the cold AC slapped her cheeks. People stood in neat lines. A security guard gave her a quick glance and nodded politely. Everything felt routine. She took a deep breath. Just another adulting chore, in and out. She pulled out her deposit slip, stepped toward the counter. Beep. A sound echoed through the building, not loud but sharp, like a system alert. She froze. Screens behind the counter flickered. The staff began whispering to each other. The guard near the entrance pressed a hand against his ear, listening to something in his headset. Emily blinked, confused. What's happening? Then the automated voice spoke from the speakers. Security breach detected. All exits are now locked. A metallic click rang from the entrance behind her. The doors had sealed shut. The accusation, a wave of panic, spread through the room. People murmured. Some grabbed their phones. A woman clutched her child tightly. Emily turned to ask someone what was happening, but before she could, 2 armed guards marched straight toward her. Her heartbeat erupted in her ears. They weren't scanning the room. They weren't questioning everyone. They were coming directly for her. "Ma'am," one of them said firmly, "step away from the counter. Please place your purse on the floor and keep your hands visible." "What? Why, I just came to deposit my—" "Do it now, ma'am." Her hands trembled at her sides. Everyone was staring. Someone whispered, "Is that her?" The hacker. The bank manager rushed out from a side door, holding a printed document. "Is this you?" he asked, shoving it in front of her. It was a screenshot, her name, her photo, her ID number, attached to a wire transfer request of $2, $4 million, sent from her account to an offshore bank in the Cayman Islands 30 minutes ago. I don't even have that kind of money," she stammered. "This is insane. I didn't do anything." The guard grabbed her arm firmly. "Ma'am, you're under investigation for financial fraud. Please come with us." "No, this is a mistake." But as she looked at the screenshot again, her blood ran cold. The timestamp, the withdrawal location, it said the transfer was initiated from this bank while she was standing right here, and then she understood. Someone had planned this. Someone had waited for her to walk in. Someone wanted her here trapped. Her breathing quickened, her vision blurred. Tears burned behind her eyes but refused to fall. And in that moment, as the guards led her toward the restricted hallway, one final thought hit her. Whoever set me up is still watching. The steel chair beneath Emily felt colder than ice. Her wrists ached from the cuffs. The interrogation room was quiet. Too quiet, no windows, just a single buzzing light flickering above her like it was judging her. Across the metal table sat Detective Marcus Hale, a man with sharp eyes and the patience of a ticking bomb. He leaned forward, elbows on the table. Emily Carter. He read from the file in his hands, age 27, no criminal record, born in Brooklyn, currently employed at a graphic design agency. Lives alone, no immediate family. He closed the file slowly. On paper, you look perfectly clean. He paused, which makes one wonder, why would someone like you suddenly wire $4 million to an offshore shell company? I didn't. Emily's voice cracked. You're not listening. I've been set up. The Detective Hale raised an eyebrow. By who? She opened her mouth, then closed it. She didn't know. She had no enemies. She barely even had friends. Hale continued, Look, MS. Carter, I've seen this before. Smart young people, broke, desperate. Someone makes them a deal, hit a button, move some digital money, no one gets hurt. You don't have to protect anyone. Just tell me who recruited you. Her eyes widened. No one recruited me. The door behind Hale opened. A new figure entered. Agent Rebecca Langley from the FBI Cybercrime Division. Her heels clicked sharply against the floor as she approached. Unlike Hale, she didn't sit. She simply stood beside him, arms crossed. Emily, she said with unnerving calm, we've analyzed the digital trail. The transfer wasn't a simple breach. Whoever did this used your device ID, your IP address, and your biometric login. Emily stared at her in disbelief. That's impossible. I didn't authorize anything. Agent Langley slid a tablet across the table, then explained this. The video, Emily picked it up hesitantly. A security camera recording from the bank's private terminal area. Timestamp 8:03 a.m. today. A woman, blurry but unmistakably similar to her height and build, walked confidently to a secured access panel. She placed her hand on the biometric scanner. The system accepted it. Match Emily Carter. The woman typed something on a keyboard, then she left. Emily's hands shook. That's not me, that's not me. Look at her face. It's not even clear. A Detective Hale leaned back. Funny thing is, the system thinks it was you. Emily felt her chest tighten. You think I'd be stupid enough to rob a bank and then come back minutes later to make a deposit? Neither of them answered, because the logic did make sense, which scared her even more. The offer agent Langley sighed and softened her tone. Emily, right now, your situation looks very, very bad. But if you cooperate, help us find whoever's behind this. We can help you. Help me. Emily laughed bitterly. You've already decided I'm guilty. Langley exchanged a glance with Hale. Then she leaned closer. Let me be honest. Someone went through extreme effort to set you up. Whoever they are, they're not amateurs. Emily swallowed. So you believe me? Langley didn't blink. I believe you're either a criminal or a target. Emily looked down at her trembling hands. Then Agent Langley asked quietly, Emily, is there anyone in your life who might want to ruin you? Silence, then. A flicker of memory, a name, a face. Her heart skipped. She whispered almost reluctantly, there, might be someone. Hale leaned forward. Who? But before she could answer, bang, the lights flickered, the door burst open, a uniformed officer rushed in, breathing hard. Detective Agent, there's been a breach in the holding area. Someone just tried to access the evidence locker assigned to Emily Carter's case. Hale shot to his feet. What? The officer nodded, panic in his eyes. Someone's trying to erase her case data. Emily's blood ran cold. If someone was trying to erase evidence, it meant only one thing. They weren't done with her. They didn't just want to frame her. They wanted to erase her completely. Detective Hale and Agent Langley rushed out of the interrogation room, leaving Emily cuffed to the table. Panic clawed at her chest. Someone was trying to wipe her from existence. If the evidence was erased, she wouldn't just look guilty. She would be permanently condemned. Emily tugged at the cuffs. Come on. Come on. Her mind raced. Who could be doing this? Who hates me this much? Faces flashed through her mind, old coworkers, college classmates, random online arguments, but none of them fit. Except one. No, impossible. She froze. A memory hit her like a punch. Nathan Pierce, her former coworker from a previous design firm. Charming, talented, manipulative, he had been fired months ago after being caught stealing client data. Emily had unknowingly been the one to expose him reporting suspicious file transfers to IT, thinking it was a glitch. He had smiled at her on the day he was escorted out. "You're lucky, Emily, really lucky." Let's hope it stays that way. She hadn't thought about it since. Until now, her stomach sank. It was him. He was smart, a tech expert, bitter, and worst of all, he knew everything about her digital identity, her full name, her old passwords, her biometric scans from their company login systems. He could have replicated everything. He framed her, but now he wanted to finish the job. The attack suddenly, the hallway outside erupted into chaos. Shouts, footsteps, a loud crash. Emily tensed. Then the lights went out. Total darkness. Her breathing quickened. No, no, no. A faint red glow flickered from the emergency backup light overhead. A figure appeared at the door. Tall, hooded, silent. Emily froze. Detective. She whispered. No answer. The figure slowly approached her. Her pulse skyrocketed. His hand moved toward his pocket. She braced herself. Click. The cuffs around her wrists unlocked. Emily stared in disbelief. The figure leaned close and whispered, "If you want to live, follow me now." The voice was disguised, modulated, could have been male or female. Emily hesitated. Who? Move? The figure hissed. Something in her instincts screamed this was her only chance. She stood. The figure grabbed her wrist and guided her toward a side exit, down one hallway, then another. They slipped past officers who seemed frozen like security feeds had been looped. Whoever this was, they had hacked the entire police station. They reached a back door. Cold night air hit her face. She stumbled outside into a dark alley. A black motorcycle waited. The figure handed her a helmet. Get on. Emily hesitated. Why are you helping me? The stranger tilted their head. Because I know you're innocent. She stared. Nathan. The figure paused, didn't answer, then softly, not yet. But we'll get to him. Emily swallowed hard. She didn't know who this was. But for the first time since this nightmare began, she wasn't alone. She climbed onto the motorcycle. The engine roared. As they sped into the night, one thought echoed in her mind. I'm not running anymore. I'm fighting. Back, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.